The distress beacon pierced through the void like a dying star's last gasp. James Harper, chief engineer aboard the salvage vessel Wandering Star, rubbed his tired eyes as the signal translated across his terminal. Most distress calls in the outer reaches were traps, pirates, scavengers, or worse. But this one was different. Orla, you seeing this? James called to the bridge. Captain Orla Chen appeared in the doorway, her dark hair tied back in a practical bun, her sharp eyes already scanning the readout. Dracoth vessel. That's unusual. They don't ask for help, ever. The Dracoth were known across the galaxy as the apex predators of space. 7-foot-tall reptilian beings with obsidian scales, razor-sharp intellect, and a superiority complex that made most species look humble by comparison. They had wings that could fold into their backs, claws that could tear through starship hulls, and a culture built on strength and dominance. They didn't beg. They conquered. Could be a trap, James muttered, though his fingers were already plotting an intercept course. Probably is, Orla agreed, but she didn't order him to change course. That was one thing James appreciated about his captain. She had a bleeding heart hidden beneath all that military training. 3 hours later, they found the Dracoth ship listing in space, its hull breached in a dozen places. Scorch marks suggested a pirate attack, maybe the Korath raiders who'd been terrorizing this sector. As the Wandering Star pulled alongside, James suited up for EVA. Be careful, Orla warned, checking her sidearm. I'm coming with you. The Dracoth vessel's interior was a nightmare. Emergency lights flickered over bodies, warriors who'd fought to their last breath. The air was thin, toxic. James and Orla moved carefully through the corridors until they found her. She was massive, even for a Dracoth, her emerald scales dulled by injury. One wing hung at an awkward angle, clearly broken. Blood, dark purple, almost black, pooled beneath her. But it was her eyes that stopped James cold. They held an emotion he'd never seen in a Dracoth before. Desperation. Please, she rasped in heavily accented universal standard. My children. Behind her, in a reinforced chamber, 3 small shapes huddled together. Dracoth younglings, no larger than human toddlers, their scales still soft and iridescent. They chirped fearfully, pressing against each other. Orla's tactical assessment was immediate. The ship's core is failing. We have maybe 10 minutes before it goes critical. The Dracoth mother tried to rise and collapsed. Cannot move them. Too weak. You take them. Please, humans are soft. Weak. But you, she coughed, purple blood speckling her fangs. You protect weak things. Everyone knows this, foolish, but true. James looked at Orla. They both knew the galaxy's opinion of humanity. Humans were considered the caregivers, the ones who kept pets, who mourned their dead, who built hospitals even for their enemies. Other species saw it as weakness. The strong survived. The weak perished. That was the galactic order, but humans? Humans had a different philosophy. Orla, James said quietly. We can't leave them. I know, she replied, already moving toward the chamber. The mother Dracoth tried to speak, to give them instructions, but James cut her off. Ma'am, with respect, shut up and conserve your strength. Orla, help me with her? The Dracoth's eyes widened. No, save children. I am dead already. Leave me. Yeah, that's not happening, James grunted, getting his shoulder under one of her massive arms. Orla, other side. Are you insane? The mother hissed. I weigh 3 times what you do. Good thing there's 2 of us. Orla shot back, straining under the weight. James, the exo-assists. They activated the mechanical supports in their EVA suits, servos whining in protest. Slowly, agonizingly, they dragged the mother Dracoth toward the airlock. James grabbed a cargo net and scooped up the 3 terrified younglings with his other arm. 6 minutes, Orla gasped. They weren't going to make it. The mother was too heavy, the distance too far. James could feel his suit's exo-assist beginning to fail, the servos overheating. His muscles screamed. Beside him, Orla stumbled. Leave me. The Dracoth roared with what strength she had left. Save my children. What is wrong with you humans? Everything, apparently, James growled, refusing to let go. Orla, do you have the kids? Got them. Then let's move. They emerged from the airlock with 90 seconds to spare. The moment they sealed the Wandering Star's outer door, the Dracoth vessel exploded in a brilliant cascade of fire and debris. In the cargo bay, the mother Dracoth lay on the deck, her children crawling over her, chirping and nuzzling against her scales. Tears, actual tears, rolled down her angular face as she looked up at James and Orla. "Why?" she whispered. "You should have saved only the younglings. I am warrior caste. We die with honor. We do not beg for our lives. You shamed me, but you saved me anyway." James collapsed against a bulkhead, every muscle in his body on fire. "Yeah, well, humans are stupid that way." Orla knelt beside the Draketh mother, medical kit already open. "We don't leave people behind if we can help it. Not parents, not kids, not anyone. But I am your enemy. My people have attacked human colonies. We have taken your resources. We call you weak." "Maybe we are weak," Orla said, injecting painkiller into the mother's shoulder. "But we're also stubborn. And apparently we have a terminal case of compassion. James, get me the bone knitter. That wing needs setting." The Draketh mother watched them work with something like wonder in her ancient eyes. "The galaxy will not understand this." "They never do," James muttered. News of the rescue spread like wildfire. The mother, Matriarch Sarketh of the Draketh 7th Fleet, told her story to anyone who would listen. 2 humans, fragile, weak, soft humans, had carried a full-grown Draketh warrior through an exploding ship rather than leave her to die with honor. The galaxy was shocked, confused. Some called it foolish. Others called it strategic. Surely the humans wanted something in return. But James and Orla wanted nothing. They simply went back to salvaging wrecks and saving lives when they could. 6 months later, when the Koreth raiders attacked a human mining colony, they were met not by human forces but by the entire Draketh 7th Fleet. Matriarch Sarketh herself led the charge, her 3 younglings safe at home, her wing healed and strong. The Korath were annihilated in minutes. When asked why the Draketh had defended a human colony, Sarketh's response was broadcast across every major news network in the galaxy. "Because humans are not weak. They are fierce in ways we never understood. They do not abandon their own. They do not abandon anyone. And now humans are ours to protect. This is our honor debt, and the Draketh always pay their debts." James watched the broadcast from the mess hall of the Wandering Star, shaking his head. "We're never going to live this down, are we?" Orla smiled into her coffee. "Probably not. But hey, we've got dragons watching our backs now. Could be worse." James raised his mug. "To humanity, too stupid to know when to quit. And too stubborn to leave anyone behind," Orla added. Across the galaxy, the legend grew. Humanity, the species that saved even its enemies. The species that carried impossible burdens because someone needed carrying. The species that turned apex predators into loyal allies simply by being human. It was the most shocking story the galaxy had ever heard, and it was only the beginning.